Great. So the last time I made a video about very cheap land in the Volta region. This land cost 7,000 Ghana cedis, and then we went to look at the place, but we actually found out that it's a disputed area. There's a government embargo on it, and it's not a very good land to buy. But what I realized was that there was a lot of interest, so that means that there is good demand for very cheap land, which I find really scary because when the land is cheap, then it's really cheap indeed. And the thing about cheap things is that you might not get value for your money. So you need to discuss land value. What happens about land value? That it gives you an impression of the economic activity in the area. So if you are buying land and the place is so cheap, it means there's not so much economic activity in that area. If there were more, the land would have been sold for more. So if it's been sold for less, then there's not so much economic activity in the area. Anyway, this video was made in the Volta region. Volta region is theoretically 2 hours from Accra, but to get to Ho, it's a 3-hour drive because our roads are wonderful. Yeah, but the capital of Volta region is Ho, and you can see that there is not much economic activity in Ho compared to Accra. Ho is a very serene place, very peaceful people, absolute hospitality, and it's a good place to retire. It's a good place to settle back after a busy activity, hide out, that kind of thing. But the economic activity here is maybe just 10% of what is happening in Accra. So you can't exactly stay in Ho and work in Accra. It's not possible. We don't have trains in Ghana. The airport is barely working yet. I have a nickname for that airport, but I won't say it in this video. So that's a kind of issue we need to look at and discuss. But this is what I want to do. There are some other lands in and around Ho that's not too expensive. So currently, a quite prime land in Ho is about 100,000 Ghana cedis, which people find expensive, which is okay. That kind of land is not for everybody because you need to be doing a lot of economic things from it to be interested. But there are some other lands from about 20,000 cedis, 30,000 cedis, building plots, farming plots that I'll be showing you in a minute. So stay with me and let's go through it. Thank you. Very good. You got to connect. So let's discuss briefly why our forefathers bought land and why we younger generations are buying land now. When our forefathers bought land, the land was quite cheap. There's still that kind of land, really cheap, that you can buy somewhere in the village, somewhere further away from town. There is a land that I'll be prospecting. I've not met the chief yet. Also in the Volta region, very close to that Dominic Bridge, that is even selling for just $1,000, 15,000 cedis. Now, when you buy this kind of land, and you can actually do land banking because there's not too much, there's not too much activity there, so you can buy quite a few plots and then it appreciates really fast. Okay, so when you buy cheap plots or plots that are not too expensive, if you can secure it, it appreciates. You can make quite some good money on the appreciation of the plots in the future. Okay, but if you want to do something real estate, you want to get the best plots you can afford. Okay, especially if you want to do a project. I tell people that a lot of people are building story buildings in villages, which is a waste of money because the slab, casting of the slab is more expensive than the plot. Okay, so it makes sense to build story building when casting of the slab is cheaper than a plot. Okay, so if you want to invest in Ho, if you want to do something in Ho, usually real estate is about the return on investment. This is a reason why people argue a lot that you shouldn't buying a house and renting a house out is not a good business, and they're like, but it's funny. It's quite a dynamic depending on how you work things out. Okay, but if you want to do something like an agribusiness, what happens is that the plot is yours and then you are farming. So while you farm, you are making some revenue. Okay, if you have a small house and then the plot is yours, which is appreciating, then you're earning some rent on the stuff. So I'll be taking it to Volta Gates Estate, where the land is well priced, a feature gated community, 10 minutes from home, really nice environment, the mountain looking down to the side, Oxygen City. Then I'll also be taking it to my farm. Yeah, I know usually people want to know what I'm into farming. I don't like to agree because as fancy as we speak about farming. It's always good. You have a farm, invest this, you make this. I've not had the best of the experience. Maybe because I'm not able to make enough time for it. Farming is quite capital intensive and time intensive. If you don't do that in Ghana, you have a tough time. But yes, if you want farmland, duly registered, how's that thing called? Freehold. Yeah, I think that's the word. And then conveyance available. And yeah, so the chiefs can actually rent land for you 200 to 500 cedis a year per acre, which is a really good price. You are just renting the land. If you want to own it, you can also get something from about 50,000 Ghana cedis and beyond for rental, for purchase, okay, which is also available. You can reach out to me, we'll talk about it. But let's get into town. So, into and beyond. Okay. Great. So, as I was trying to say, usually if we visit the land, we are trying to plot a particular spot for 1 acre demarcated stuff. So, you walk the land and see where the stuff will be. You can pick what's the name of that thing? You can pick a GPS coordinates with your phone, but the one I showed is a more accurate one that is used by the surveyor, so that the spot is very well defined. So stay with me. Yeah, so this place is Volta Gate Estate. It's just down there, Adaklu Mountain. Can you see the mountain? This is Ato, and Adaklu Mountain is it's a very wonderful place, and when you come during the afternoon, the place is so cooler, and you see the antelopes and the giraffes, and when you see it, you will never want to leave the place again. So yeah, the air is so nice. How is it called? Oxygen City at this area as well. So stay with me. Some people, then you can see people's plots have been demarcated. So usually, if you want to buy a plot in town, it's okay. Yeah, it comes with its price and it's been bought by someone, so the person will resell it to you. But if you want to own one really well priced, I think it's about 30,000 cedis per plot now. Yeah. If you come, you can get 500 cedis discount. Master plots, anything marked in green is sold. My plot is somewhere here, and then yeah, a few other plots around. So people are really buying, right? Please reserve some for my followers. Okay. Go to the site without cattlers. See the good people carrying cattlers. That's actually my dad. Yeah. So today we entered through the other side. Maybe when you are driving off, I'll show you the progress of works on this side. We just give a drive to, so stay close.
This is the shopping mall. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Hey, your gravel is still on the ground though.
You need to come and greet that road.
Yeah. And the place gets busy now.
This thing that Sekete is doing now that we are in power, they can use some of these things for a kind of affordable housing scheme.
Yeah.
Government can pump money into it,
Yeah.
help people to acquire the land and pay for them.
Yeah. It will be very, very
He's
good
having
idea.
such a plan for the airport land.
The airport land.
Because that place is really big, over 100 acres.
100. But this place too is big, 75. Son, stop it. Let's greet them because their boss is in there. So, going down.
So this is one of my most favorite places in this vicinity. This is Spray City Point and Kill, a natural eco park. So I always pass it on the way to the farm. Another good thing about what this place is a local economy, and then there's a lot of natural food, and then a processing plants down there. So you find out what they process, certainly the narrow rice and corn and the like, and then you can actually just feed their plants with your produce, so you have like enough takeout from their own side to get. That's a surface dam built there. That's the embankment, so the water is going to pond into it. That's my dad going down, and that's coconut. I know I need to share two things we just learned. Sorry. So the greenhouse farm is not showing, but maybe on my way back, just learned two things. One, according to the owner of this place, wherever human beings are, there needs to be water. So especially when you are doing like a big investment, you need to have a dam or a stream by. If there is a stream, that's good. You can just pond it. You create, like you desilt it and create an embankment so that you can have more water. If there is no stream, you build a bigger dam so that when the rains come, you can hold the water for some time. What that does is that you are resourced to be able to do anything. You have water to drink, water to bath, water for irrigation, water for cooking, water for everything. You need water for everything. So if you don't have water, your development is actually capped. You cannot go beyond some kind of threshold. You cannot do a lot of things during how is that thing called? During Harmattan or the dry season. Okay. The second thing is look at this massive coconut plantation. And you know the thing about coconut plantation, can you say you can actually plant maize inside the coconut plantation, because coconut is going to take 2 to 5 years for it to start fruiting, depending on what type it is. Okay, usually 5 years. It's a cash crop. It takes a lot of time for it to start cashing up, but it's a big investment. Okay, so imagine you have one coconut tree giving you 50 fruits per year, and one fruit is 5 cedis. Okay, 5 cedis times 50 fruits. That's how much is that? 250 cedis per tree per year. Okay, 250 cedis. So if you have 1,000 coconuts, that'll be 250,000 Ghana cedis every year. Look at it, 250,000 Ghana cedis. It's not too much money. Okay, and the coconut tree is not too expensive. The maintenance is not too cumbersome. And while the coconut is growing, you actually can have your maize farm inside it. You actually can have your maize farm inside it. So this is what happens when we talk about crop estate, when we talk about agribusiness, when we talk about cash crops. You get it? It's really nice and huge. Wow, it's really nice and huge. So you can do your quick money or chop money business or fast food with the maize. Every 3 months you double your money whilst you let the coconut. So the cash crops are like coconut, cocoa, okay, mangoes and those things. Those ones take 10 years for us to start yielding, but the yield is so huge and humongous. Then the lesser ones, the ones that are annual crops that you can use to just enjoy agribusiness, and it's just more like maize, vegetables, and the like. Those ones, every 3 months, you have something coming through. dam is huge. That's my dad. Well, today I think we are wearing similar dresses, like a similar color. So imagine you have something like this here. You can't run out of water. You have water 24/7. Hey, this is like 10-acre dam. This is a 10-acre dam, and in a short while you have what? In a short while you have fish and the like coming into it. Oh, this is big. Hey, this is really, really big. Like, this is something for the future. I don't know what that is. Maybe it will be used for cleaning or something for the dam in the future. This is a project for the future. Okay, there is 150 acres of farmland here, assorted crops. You saw the coconut, you saw the maize, there is cassava. Okay, there is a rice farm actually. There is a pig farm. There's actually a canopy walk. There's a zip line and a few crocodiles. Wow. So this is like, depending on how you look at it, I can tell from here, this is 2 meters deep. Okay, or 3. So this is 3 meters deep, and the embankment is another 3 meters. So this is going to be 6 meters deep times 10 acres. 6 meters deep and 10 acres. So water supply is not going to be an issue here. And it's going to be really, really interesting. So this is Point and Kill, just about 10 minutes from our farm. So from here we go to our farm. We get a lot of inspiration from Point and Kill. It does really great stuff. Praise city foods and exports it all over the world, or export it to the UK and US. Yeah, so he has a processing plant, and then hopefully when we become rich in the future, we'll be able to produce more maize and the like to actually send to him. Yeah, it's nice. In a few days, once the rains come, we won't get the privilege to walk here again. And we can't come here again. Because damn. This is nice. So that's a greenhouse farm for vegetables. Usually can do vertical agriculture. And these are guest rooms at Point and Kill. There is 3-bedroom Airbnb, 2-bedroom Airbnb, and even studios, like studio apartments, single room like a hotel room. I think for as low as 350 Ghana cedis. So if you're interested, you can reach out to Point and Kill as well. This is the Praise City processing plant. So I'm sure they are building a shop here. In the future, this place is going to be like an maybe like a wholesale shop for a lot of produce. So that's bags of rice, and that's like the chaff. When you scale the rice, that's the chaff, and then the rice itself is inside. So there is also another plant for maize. So different plants, and then they can actually buy. I think there was a time he wanted to even have like what do you call an abattoir for processing of chicken. So if you have like how is that thing called? Chicken. If you have a fowl, sorry, the word is not coming. But if you rear a fowl, you can actually just bring your fowl, and then they will be finished and then processed here. So it's a very nice place. So what this does, it creates like an off-taker for your business. Once it can be produced, it can be bought, you can be paid immediately, you can have a payment plan, and then the business goes on. So that's the way to go, all the way there. And then I'll just this goes to Pete, where our farm is. We'll be there in a bit. So this is Agotime Pete. this road goes to this place now called the Old Market. So we'll go all the way down. Yeah, motor riders. Lots of motor riders. Those days they used to rent bicycle here. I'm over here in Agasoko in a village, but it's no longer a business, right?
Now it's a motor.
Motor over there now. A motor you can't rent it. You Amelia will cover it. Wow, they used to rent bicycle at this point. So I think a few things have changed. So this one goes straight to the farm. This is the road to the farm. That's a Ford. Everyone called it tractor. So tractor is a good business here.
Yeah, if you are good people, getting it.
Yeah, 1,000 cedis a day.
1,000 cedis a day.
Yeah, I don't know how I did.
I'm over plan now. Then I'm kind of 4,000, no? You win a day.
4,000 a day.
But that is just from 10 to around to.
But you know the tractor is 100,000 cedis.
100,000.
Yeah.
I hope second.
Yeah. Something like what we passed by is 100,000 cedis.
Oh, but season already. Don't want to do 10,000 a day.
A day.
Yes.
Hey!
What's in it when over plow no man 10 acres? They came around 8. By
Wow.
2 o'clock, I
They were done.
over do it at the Bobu.
Hey!
They can do a minimum of 5,000 a day.
Wow.
That's Dolia.
So you can actually pay off in one season.
Yeah.
And if you have your own farm, it will work on your farm for you.
And then after that, they
after
work
to work on other people's farm. Wow. And that's a good business.
But 2 tractors ever will look.
But still,
One of ever will.
still okay. You sure will buy food or maybe 1,000 cedis, you pay the guys 500 cedis a day. You still have another 1,000 cedis per tractor. So
The one were fuel they there for the almost 2,000.
so now you fuel a lot,
Oh, they will buy their own fuel.
Okay.
They will buy their own fuel. They like $1, never fuel they there were about 2,000.
2,000. Wow. Yeah, Alaji. Yo, Azigblea. Factory. Okay, yeah, Alaji. Welcome to Obemla. So my dad said this place is the Parliament House of the area. Obemla. This is a borehole, community borehole. Then they feed it into the polytime. The polytime Kamaluru. Yeah. And then the kids are having a wonderful time. Hello. Aiko. How are you? Fantastic. Wow. The tricycle is the known method of transportation in the village. Those kids are coming from where? The riverside. Agbatopalo. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is what they say about farming. I hope you saw the other coconut farm looking very nice. Look at my own. It's not really mine. This farm belongs to Maya. And yeah, we actually have sent funds for it to be weeded, but it's not yet been done. So if it's weeded, you'll see it. It will be nicer. No, this is my own. I'm crazy. I don't even know which one is mine or which one is Maya's. Anyway, I managed the two. So this is my father's coconut farm, and then I think Maya's is on the other side of the farm. And then our neighbors, we actually sold this land to them. I'm building a farmhouse and then a container for storage. So this is where we used to have the maize plantation. So once the season is coming, the rains are coming, we'll come and quickly plow it, and then we can put the maize farm inside. Yeah, see how it goes. So our neighbor is also digging a dam, so we are going there to see. We are really inspired about this stuff. The neighbor whose house was just behind my coconut farm, and then that's my dad ahead. So these farms are smaller farms owned by the villagers. So when you have like a big lot of land, the villagers can actually seek permission from you and do some smaller farming on it. Once it's established on a yearly basis, you can give them the opportunity to actually do. Yeah, I think I'm inside of here. Allow me to find them. Okay. Oh, I believe them. So, Aiko, yeah, so yeah, one cash crop to also consider is a palm. I think I made a video about palm. When you do palm, you can harvest the fruits for 30 years or even more, and then subsequently you can harvest it for palm wine, or you can use it to, what else can you do with palm? Yeah, I don't remember. So yeah, it's quite big. I had at least 3 to 4 acres there. Yeah. Yeah. So our neighbor is also doing his dam. He has this looks like a 4-acre dam. That's my farm manager there. He has gotten a side gig, so I has abandoned my farm. Yeah, stuff like that. And then I think it's nice. I don't know why they are not using a bulldozer, they are using this thing. But 2 things about building a dam. Usually it has to be in a depression area. You see that the kind of plant there is a water plant, and then I think it takes off the topsoil before it continues to release it. Tawi, Lago, how are you? Everything cool. Okay. So meet Akugolagba. Hello, Tronkonya Tefa. Yeah, he's a farm manager here. He does all the work on the farm. Alright. So I'm so hungry, I have to go back to Kamba. This is what happens here. Thanks so much for watching the video to this point. It's quite a boring video, but yeah, I hope we improve with time. So what we'll have to do, for us, we'll not build a dam like this, we'll just expand the stream within our land, and I think that should be fine to give us water all through, so that we can do some more maize. We usually do maize and cassava, and then we can do a little bit of vegetables, which is also a good deal. Yeah, I don't know, let me know. I never really saw agriculture as a way in which I will earn money. We just used to do it for fun, like it's my dad's hobby, so we just like to do it. But I'm hoping that the coconut will make some sense. We actually have a mango plantation. It got burnt last year, but I think we've harvested it just once, which was not too interesting. But each time we don't pay attention to it, so I think it's one of the things you need to pay attention to. And then yeah, we'll see how, if agric is profitable, we can also make some money out of it. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. You can reach out to me. Let's discuss. I'm sure there are a lot of people who watch this who know a lot more about these things than I even do, and together we can do more for Mother Ghana. Like, we learned a lot on the sites on how these stuffs cannot really be done by politicians because the numbers don't make sense, and the indigenous need to pick it up and make something out for ourselves. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Buying some local tomatoes in the village on the road.